नमस्कार आपण समस्त को यह भिडियो बहुत बहुत स्वागत। तो आज भिडियो में आपण सहित +3 5th सेमिस्टर पॉलिटिकल साइंस ऑनर्स रो कोर कोर्स 11 रो जहाँकि यूनिट 2 मैकियावेली एंड हॉब्स। तो मैकियावेली हॉब्स रो समस्त इंपोर्टेंट 2 मार्क्स क्वेश्चन आपण सहित डिस्कशन करबी आ वीडियो आगो को कहबी जे आपण माने पीडीएफ बा नोट्स टी पाइ पाइबे। तो चलନ୍ତୁ स्टार्ट करबा। When and where did Machiavelli born? Machiavelli केपे आ केउंडी जन्म ग्रहण करथिले ना Machiavelli was born in Florence जहाँकि इटाली रो गोटे सहर in 1469 बा 1469 एटीटे से फ्लोरेंस इटाली जन्म ग्रहण करथिले। Which factors did influence Machiavelli philosophy and thinking? माने कोन कोन फैक्टर थिला जहाँकि Machiavelli को प्रभावित कला इन कोन फिलोसफी एंड थिंकिंग ता दार्शनिक आ तांको भाबिया जो थिंकिंग करिवारे। Machiavelli was greatly influenced by द प्रिभेलिंग कंडीशन ऑफ इटाली। इटाली जो प्रिभेलिंग कंडीशन थिला ताहातरे से बहुत प्रभावित होले। द रिनेसांस मूवमेंट एमर्जेंस ऑफ स्ट्रांग मोनार्च। ही वाज आल्सो इन्फ्लुएंस्ड बाय द राइटिंग ऑफ एरिस्टोटल एंड मार्सियेलो। व्हाट वाज द मेथड ऑफ मैकियावेली? मैकियावेली को मेथड कोन थिला? मैकियावेली यूज्ड हिस्टोरिकल मेथड। मैकियावेली हिस्टोरिकल मेथड को यूज करथिले। हिज डिसीजन वर मोस्टली बेस्ड ऑन observation of what was taking place in his own times, and he made use of the past history to reinforce the conclusion. Why Machiavelli is considered as a modern thinker? काहेकि Machiavelli से तो हिस्ट्री मेथड यूज करले किंतु तांको काहेकि मॉडर्न थिंकर बोली कहा जातला कंसीडर करा जातला। Machiavelli is considered as a modern thinker for following reasons। जेपरि कि he emphasized the secular character of the state and completely ignored the principle of divine law. He made use of inducative method along with historical method. He separated the ethics from politics. Okay, ये सब reason जोगु तांको modern thinker कहतला। Write the view of Machiavelli on human nature। Machiavelli human nature method कौन माने कौन तांको view थिला? Machiavelli expressed view about human nature in his prince। तांको prince से human nature को कौन माने बहुत भल भाव एक्सप्रेस करछंती। अकॉर्डिंग टू माने कोन अकॉर्डिंग टू प्रिंस हिसाब रे मैकियावेली ह्यूमन बीइंग आर सेल्फिश विकेड डिजेनरेट अनस्क्रपलस एंड अपॉर्चुनिस्ट। ह्यूमन बीइंग आर प्रिपेयर्ड टू सैक्रिफाइस द कलेक्टिव इंटरेस्ट टू प्रमोट देयर ओन इंटरेस्ट। ओके, व्हाट वाज द मैकियावेलीज व्यू ऑन मोरालिटी एंड रिलीजन? Machiavelli different from earlier thinker in so far as he attempted a formal and consequent separation between politics and morality. He also wanted to use religion as an instrument from the attainment of the political objectives. नेक्स्ट देखिबा व्हाट वाज द Machiavelli's view on state? Machiavelli को माने स्टेट को ने ताकर व्यू कोन थिला ना Machiavelli concept the state as the highest association in which the subjects must completely surrender. State was expected to promote material prosperity of the people. Again, he completely favored monarchy and completely abhorred aristocracy. Write about rules laid down by Machiavelli for the preservation and strengthening of a state. Machiavelli laid down following rules for the preservation and strengthening of the state. जेपरिक the state should have a reliable army. The state is completely secular. Law occupies a predominant position in the state of Machiavelli. Next देखिबा write about the sum of the suggestion offered by Machiavelli to the prince. Machiavelli offered the following suggestion to the prince as follow किछि principles देखिबा a good prince माने गोटे भलो प्रिंस should try to maintain peace in state। बहुत इजी लाइन अछि तो मु हम खाली ब्रीफली डिस्कशन न करी ओवरऑल ऊपर डिस्कशन करबा कहीं वीडियो बढ़ जाव जहाँ बुझा पड़े आप कमेंट कले ताको आम डिस्कस करवा। ओके, द प्रिंस शुड बी ए गुड सोल्जर एंड ए कमांडर। द प्रिंस शुड ट्राई टू टेक क्विक एंड फर्म डिसीजंस। राइट अबाउट शॉर्टकमिंग ऑफ Machiavelli। some the inconsistencies and defects in Machiavelli thought are as follow. His philosophy man Machiavelli philosophy is considered as narrowly local and narrowly dated. Machiavelli's ideas are highly superficial and he failed to build up a proper political theory. He attached undue importance to the role of force in keeping the people united. How was Machiavelli considered as the propounder of the theory of aggrandizement? Machiavelli was the first exponent of the principle of power politics. He insists that the state must either expand or perish. For this, he is considered as the profounder of the theory of aggrandizement. Next, write about the some of the writings of Machiavelli. The Machiavelli writing important ମନେ ରଖିଥାନ୍ତୁ ୱାନ୍ ମାସ ନିଶ୍ଚୟ ଆସିବ ଏଥିରୁ. The Prince 1513 AD, The Discourses 1520 AD, History of Florence 1522 AD. Okay, write about the masterpiece of Machiavelli. Machiavelli को masterpiece कौन ଥିଲା? The masterpiece of Machiavelli was the Prince. It was produced in 1513. ଆମେ ଆଗକୁ discussion କରିଥିଲେ. Okay. In this book, he laid down the principles which he wanted the states to follow so that they could prosper and flourish. ତ ଏଥିରେ ଷ୍ଟେଟ୍କୁ ତାର ପ୍ରିନ୍ସିପାଲ କ'ଣ ହେବ ମାନେ କିପରି ରହିବା ଆବଶ୍ୟକ ସେକୁ ସେ ଭଲ ଭାବେ ଖୁବ୍ ସୁନ୍ଦର ଭାବେ ଏକ୍ସପ୍ରେସ୍ କରିଛନ୍ତି ଦ ପ୍ରିନ୍ସରେ. Why Machiavelli is considered as the harbinger of modern age. Machiavelli is considered as the harbinger of modern age for the following reasons. His principle of human made law. Machiavelli was the first to use the word state. He adopted the principle of secularism. What were the contribution of Machiavelli? The main contribution of Machiavelli are he completely rejected the feudal conception of a hierarchy of autonomous entities and investigated a territorial, national and sovereign state which enjoyed supreme power. He deserves the credit for separating politics from the inclusions of ethics. Machiavelli for the first time offered materialistic interpretation of the origin of the state. तो ये सब कंट्रीब्यूशन थिला मैकियावेलीଙ୍କର. नेक्स्ट देखिबा व्हेन एंड वेयर डिड थॉमस हॉब्स. मैकियावेलीଙ୍କ सरला बर्तन थॉमस हॉब्स को देखिबा. थॉमस हॉब्स केबे ना 1588 एडी इंग्लैंड 1588 एडी इंग्लैंड से जन्म ग्रहण करथिले. राइट अबाउट द इन्फ्लुएंस ऑफ हॉब्स. मैकियावेली देखिले जे तांको कोन कोन सब फैक्टर थिला इन्फ्लुएंस कला. बर्तन देखिया हॉब. तो हॉब्स वाज ग्रेटली इन्फ्लुएंस्ड with his association with the royal family and the political development during his time. He also took the idea of social control from Plato and Hooker. The impact of Machiavelli is visible in Hobbes' description of human nature. Write about the main works of Hobbes. Hobbes' main work यह मुझे वन important. तो Dicorpo 1655 AD, Deceit 1642 AD, Leviathan 1651 AD. Okay. What is the methodology of Hobbes? Hobbes adopted scientific methods in political theory. तो मैकियावेली हिस्टोरिक मेथड किंतु हॉब्स साइंटिफिक मेथड को से अडॉप्ट करथिले. ही अप्लाइड इट फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम टू सोशल साइंसेस एंड ट्राइड टू ड्रॉ deductions from the axioms, assumptions and already established the truth. Write about the significance of his methodology. Hobbes completely rejected the medieval conception of existence of soul or spirit and tried to interpret everything in materialistic terms. His method gave rise to the individualistic mode of thinking. Write Hobbes' view on human nature. तो मैकियावेलीଙ୍କର जो human nature Hobbes ମଧ୍ୟ ନିଜର view ଥିଲା human nature को नेकी. Hobbes' view on human nature from the basis of political philosophy. The man, according to Hobbes, is highly self-centered. Self-centered ମାନେ ନିଜକୁ ହିଁ ଦେଖିବା. Okay, he treats the individual not as a rational creature but an embodiment of passion, emotion and desires. Okay. Write about the criticism of Hobbes' view on human nature. The Hobbes' view on human nature have been severely criticized on following grounds. तो तांकर जो हॉब्सकर ह्यूमन नेचर था ताकू किछि ग्राउंड अछि जहाद्वारा कि माने किछि किछि क्षेत्र रे ताकू क्रिटिसाइज करा जायछि माने समालोचना करा जायछि. तो फर्स्ट इट इज क्रिटिसाइज्ड as Hobbes disputes the man as highly international in the state of nature, but to suddenly assign him the faculty of reasons which impels him to create the state. His assertion that all men are equal in respect of their physical and mental power is contrary to our actual experiences. Right? Hobbes' view on state of nature. Hobbes' view that the life in a state of nature was solitary, poor, nasty, brutish, and short. As there was no common superior which could hold all the people in check, there is a constant war of all against all. Next देखिबा write about the characteristics of Hobbes' social contract. The characteristics of Hobbes' social contract the theory are as follow. The parties to contract are individual. The state is based on reason and not on fear. The contract once concluded by the individual can be revoked. What was Hobbes' view on sovereignty? According to Hobbes, the sovereign was created as a result of the contract. The sovereign enjoys absolute power to make law. Hobbes' sovereign was vested with the invisible, inseparable, and incommunicable power. Next देखिबा write about the criticism of Hobbes' theory of sovereignty. So this theory is unreal and untrue to facts as no actual sovereign has wielded such absolute and ultimate power as Hobbes describes. Rousseau described Hobbes' theory of sovereignty as both self-contradictory and revolting. It is described as pernicious as it leads to despotism. Right view, right Hobbes view on law. The Hobbes law को नहीं ताଙ୍କର कौन view थिला ना according to Hobbes the important attributes of sovereign is to make law ମାନେ international कौन आईन तैयारी करिया law which are binding to all the subject but the sovereign is above and beyond the law किंतु जो सार्वभौम थिबो ताहा law रो अधिक above and beyond अलगा मध्य he is not accountable to anybody about the nature and contents of the law. Discuss Hobbes' view on rights and liberty. Hobbes' emphasis on absolute and ultimate character of the sovereignty is likely to give the impression that he does not concede any rights and liberty to the people under the Leviathan. Liberty and freedom of the individual is essentially negative in character and is conceived in relative terms. Right Hobbes' view on individualism. The Professor Weber says Hobbes, so frequently portrayed as the greatest absolutism, is perhaps the greatest individualistic in the history of political thought. The theory of absolute sovereignty, with which the names of Hobbes is so generally associated, as really the necessary complement of his individual. नेक्स्ट देखा राइट अबाउट द कंट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ हब्स तो किसी हब्स गोटे कंट्रीब्यूशन जेपरि कि द थ्योरी ऑफ एब्सोल्यूट सोवरेनिटी एंड फ्रीड हिज सोवरेन ऑफ ऑल द shackles. He was the first thinker to conceive state as a human institution. He applied the true scientific method to study of political science. तो ये हब्स कर किसी कंट्रीब्यूशन नेक्स्ट आम यूनिट 3 जहाँकि लॉ एंड विषय देखा. थैंक यू टू ऑल फॉर वाचिंग दिस वीडियो. जो मैंने कि नोट्स चाहते डिस्क्रिप्शन में टेलीग्राम ग्रुप लिंक देदेवी आपड़ जाकि नोट्स टी डाउनलोड करेंगे.